Welcome to another edition of the latest updates on the Nigerian electricity supply industry. This Power Sector Enlightenment campaign is proudly brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, through its program, The Power Circuits. I am your uncle, Amara Agugesi. Let's dive into this edition, starting with the headlines. WAP hosts joint donor supervision meeting on North Core project. TCN sustains capacity building on circuit breaker maintenance in Lagos. Enugu region of TCN engages press on vandalism and encroachment of power transmission lines. Stay tuned as we bring you these reports. The West African Power Pool WAP has conducted its 5th joint supervision meeting with donors regarding the North Core project. Held in Abuja, the meeting aimed to review the project's progress and assess funding provided by the World Bank and the African Development Bank. Now let's delve into the rest of the reports.
In his opening remarks at the meeting, the chairman of the executive board of WAP and managing director of TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, highlighted that the project involves construction of 880 kilometers of transmission lines connecting 5 countries.
It is a privilege to welcome all of you as we join forces to assess our progress, face challenges, and work towards the next steps of this transformative initiative. Today, we find ourselves at a pivotal crossroads. The WAP North Core project stands as a living testament to the power of collaboration across borders, sectors, and cultures. This is more than just an infrastructure project. It is a shared commitment to the future of our people. Together we are building not just transmission lines, but the foundation for a brighter, more integrated future.
The WAP chairman and TCN helmsman mentioned the North Core project benefiting countries to include Nigeria, Niger, Benin, Togo, and Burkina Faso. The project is funded by the African Development Bank and the World Bank, as he commended the donors for their commitment to the project.
To our invaluable donor partners, the African Development Bank and the World Bank, your support has been the backbone of this initiative. The financial investment, technical expertise, and strategic foresight you have provided have turned this vision into a reality. We are deeply grateful for your ongoing commitment. This project would not have been made the strides it has without your contributions. To the Secretary General of the West African Power Pool, your leadership in harmonizing efforts and navigating the complexity of such a vast undertaking has been indispensable. Your coordination ensures that we stay on track and we rely on your continued guidance as we move forward.
Engineer Abdulaziz said the project will foster energy security and economic prosperity in West African sub-region.
The world is changing, and so is West Africa. This project is not merely a solution to today's challenges. It is a step towards a future where our region is powered by innovation, collaboration, and a shared vision for progress. Through cutting-edge technologies and strengthened partnership, we align the foundation for energy security and economic prosperity across the region. Though the path ahead is demanding, we face it with the confidence and determination to succeed. As we move forward, let us remember that the impact of our work will extend far beyond this room and beyond this project. Every effort, every collaboration, and every decision made bring us closer to a future where West Africa, especially those in the most undeserved area, can harness the power of sustainable energy for a better life. I look forward to the fruitful discussions and outcomes that will guide our next steps towards success. Thank you, and I wish you all a successful meeting.
The WAP Secretariat briefed the donor agency's representatives of the project completion status standing at 42%. During the discussion session, Other participants at the meeting made substantial contributions towards the progress of the North Core project.
To enhance the practical skills of its engineers, the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) has organized a specialized training session focused on the maintenance and diagnosis of circuit breakers in the Lagos region. Held at the 330, 132, 33 kV Akomba transmission substation in Lagos, the training included theoretical lessons and hands-on practical exercises at the sub-region's transmission facility for selected TCN engineers.
You may recall that a similar training has been conducted at the Abuja region of TCN, drawing participants from the nearby regions. This Lagos training was conducted with collaborations from Crompton Greaves Power and Industry Solution Limited and Legen Engineering Limited. The Executive Director, Transmission Service Provider at TCN, Engineer Oluwagbenga Ajiboye, represented by the General Manager, Transmission, Lagos region of TCN, Engineer Mojid Akintola, said the two-day training session would enhance the knowledge of TCN staff on the design, manufacturing, testing, installation, operations, maintenance, and troubleshooting of gas circuit breakers.
What we felt is important for us to do a refresher course or train the new ones that are coming. That's why we are carefully selected. Most of you people that are here, they are conversant with CG programs, both the isolator and the breaker. That's why they are here. Yes, it's like training, but I believe it's not going to be training for you because you are to interact fully with the man that came from the past. On behalf of the EDTSP, I hereby declare the training program open. Thank you.
The training facilitators from Crompton Greaves Power and Industry Solution Limited and Legen Engineering explained the core things the TCN engineers need to know in maintaining circuit breakers at a power transmission substation's switchyard. Following classroom sessions on the following day, participants gained hands-on experience in the switchyard, where they repaired a faulty circuit breaker, applying their newfound knowledge in a practical setting. The Power Circuit team also spoke with some of the participants and facilitators on the impact of the training.
The engineers are so happy, and most of them, they've learned a lot. They learn a lot because they have been exposed to the best practices of maintaining breakers. And then they also exposed that as a manufacturer that is here, whatever needs to be, any question to be asked, they ask all those questions. Manuals were given to them, and so on and so forth. Everybody who is going with a manual, a complete set of manual, both the hard copy and soft copy. And then when they go to their stations, they can see other people. And then from time to time, because I believe we have been told that this is just first exercise. The second phase, when we want to start it, most of those people will also be part of us, so that we learn more and more.
I get to interact with fellow engineers from different places. I share experiences with them. I've learned from them, they've learned from me. They are also able to learn from the manufacturer, because sometimes we carry out jobs in the field from our own knowledge and from experience and the things we've read. But now the manufacturer is telling you this is the way it's supposed to be.
At the end of the comprehensive training program on breaker maintenance, the TCN participants had their capabilities significantly enhanced to support the company's goal of reducing downtime in bulk electricity transmission and building a more resilient national transmission network.
Just after this timeout, the power circuit will continue. Please stay put.
Did you know that our high-tension transmission cables are built to withstand high temperatures, except artificially induced ones such as fire? Did you know that burning bush or refuse dumped by TCN's transmission tower base or along the transmission line's right-of-way is an offence? Did you know that the fire can cause high-tension transmission lines to snap and fall to the ground, electrocuting living things within the line radius? Did you know that extreme fire can cause the legs of transmission towers to buckle, and that buckling of the main frame of a tower will lead to its collapse and may even pull down other towers along that transmission line's route, causing untold damage to the line? Now that you know, TCN is calling all citizens of Nigeria to please desist from destroying our collective national investment. Be careful. Do not set fire on trash or burn bush beside transmission towers or under electricity lines nationwide. Help us preserve the transmission grid and save the nation from blackout.
TCN, transmitting bulk electricity in the most efficient and effective manner.
The Enugu Regional Headquarters of the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) has hosted a media engagement session. The aim was to educate journalists on their crucial role in advocating against vandalism, soil excavation around tower bases, and the encroachment of power transmission lines.
Speaking during the first phase of the engagement, which was press conference, the General Manager Transmission at Enugu Region of TCN, Dr. Thomas Inugonum, in a presentation, explained the ongoing efforts of TCN to energize more substations that includes those in 9th Mile in Enugu, Amasere and Omuara substation in Ebonyi State, which will improve the capacity of bulk power transmission in the region.
In each of these states, what can we do to improve our power system? In Enugu here, we have a substation that has been completed at 9th Mile and is not energized. So it's one of the points, or rather one of the tasks that I took up, that we have to energize that particular substation. The same thing in Ebonyi State. We prepared the power improvement drawings to show what efforts we are going to implement, having planned it. If you go to Ebonyi State, there are 2 stations that we have ongoing right now. One has been completed, waiting for energization. The other one was just a mobile substation that we relocated from Agboka to Mogara in Ebonyi State. So in the power improvement profile we have, I included Abad and Ubo local government. And these places should be served by 2x60 MB. There is another one at Nikele that is being developed by the federal government initiative. Then the 9th Mile, which I said we need to energize, because if we don't do that, the history that we had before in Okigwe, if it repeats itself, it will be disastrous. Because Okigwe was ripped open by vandals. There is nothing you can collect from that station now. Everything has been stolen.
On the vandalism of power transmission facilities, Dr. Inugonum said while such activities are regarded as acts of economic sabotage, they also cause significant grid disturbances and loss of revenue for TCN.
Vandalization has been a recurring decimal in Nigeria. Even as we are sitting down here, there are people inside the bush going from one tower to the other, loosening our towers. As in fact, it's part of sabotage. I thought that the problem of vandalization was, likened to people that are greedy and hungry. The two extremes. If you are suffering from poverty, you look for something to get and sell and make money. But if every day you keep on going inside the bush to destroy what is giving us light, it's sabotage. And it's equally a part of greed.
He also emphasized that building under transmission right-of-way is illegal and not acceptable as it can cause cancer and electrocution.
There is one that people should not develop their structures on the right-of-way of transmission towers or transmission lines. The reason being that the electric field, there is an electric field that develops whenever current is passing through that conductor. Those that find themselves under that tower line, building houses, claiming it is their father's land, will have themselves to blame. One, it can develop, give you cancerous problem. Because every day you are there, the magnetic field is going through its continuous circle, passing through you as a human being, you may not know. And so tomorrow they will diagnose there's cancer of this, cancer of that.
Dr. Inugonum therefore advised people to desist from encroaching on power transmission lines right-of-way and other illicit acts. He also told the pressmen that some people use trucks to excavate soil close to tower bases, which often cause them to collapse and tripping transmission lines.
In fact, there are some places we notice that some people build even churches, markets under the right-of-way, and some buildings. In fact, we're going to see some of them today. It's good that you see what we're saying physically so that you'll be able to advise others.
The Assistant General Manager, Transmission, Enugu Sub-Region, Engineer Jude Mado, tasked the pressmen to put more effort as agents of public advocacy on the dangers of encroaching and vandalizing power transmission installations.
We know the power, the transmission line especially, is among the critical infrastructure we have. Without it, we are not going to receive any power supply. And not every state has the capacity and capability to generate power. That's why we are relying in some states that have the gas and other natural resources that we maintain this infrastructure. We try to make sure these equipment, these transmission lines are up and running.
There was a series of question and answer sessions from the pressmen as the TCN officials provided responses to the inquiries. After the press briefing, the head of the Enugu region and his team led the pressmen on an inspection tour of the new artisan market and centenary estate, where there are illegal structures and people trading on power transmission lines right-of-way.
That I've written and to the state government to have a little time with the governor so that I will introduce myself and at the same time address these little challenges, because if it happens now, it will be a very bad news in any state that the line snap and lots of dangers will happen. So these are the things.
This location is new artisan, premier layout Enugu. And you can see we have a two transmission line. This is Onisha New Haven transmission line, 330 kV. The other line you can see over there is double circuit from Ugwaji to New Haven, 330 kV circuit, double circuit. So here we notice people are encroaching on the right of way of transmission. And we've come here several times to carry out sensitization, and the people refuse to comply with the law that they shouldn't build within 25 meters both sides of the line. You can see previously we came here, you can see the marking in some of the buildings are still there. Some they've covered it. So what we are still doing now is to enlighten people about the danger of a building or encroaching on transmission line.
Also at the Centenary Estate, tipper truck owners were seen excavating soil close to the tower base.
We have 4 lines coming from Ekote-Ekpene to Ugwaji. You can see the towers. The activities of these excavators, they are threatening the stability of our line. And when they are digging, it can create a problem for us. Erosion will start to threaten the foundation of these towers. And when the towers collapse, it will bring a serious problem to the transmission line. And you know the importance of a TCN. We are transmitting bulk supply from the generating station to different cities. And when this tower is the vehicle we use to bring that power. If anything happens to the transmission line, it will affect most towns, industries, even the domestic use. No one will be able to access the power. So that's why we are disturbed. Many times we go around to check. We do regular patrol. That's when we discover the kind of illegal activities being carried out by this economic saboteur.
The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) was contacted and their men immediately came to arrest a suspect and impounded the excavator batteries. It is believed that NSCDC will hand over the culprits to the Nigerian police for prosecution.
Here is a highlight of the reports again. WAP hosts joint donor supervision meeting on North Core project. TCN sustains capacity building on circuit breaker maintenance in Lagos. Enugu region of TCN engages press on vandalism, encroachment of power transmission lines. The Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) has made editions of the power circuits available on its YouTube channel for enhanced access and knowledge enhancement. We encourage you to support TCN by connecting to all its social media platforms. On Facebook, like TCN via Transmission Company of Nigeria. For X, formerly Twitter, follow at TCN_Nigeria. And on Instagram, get updates by following TCN_Nigeria. TCN officials welcome your observations and comments. Please send them via email to affairs.public@tcn.org.ng. For more information about the TCN's activities, visit the interactive website at www.tcn.org.ng. Additionally, check out www.tcnnews.ng for updates on power sector activities. Let's continue supporting TCN by guarding against vandalism of power transmission lines, towers, and substations in your area. Report any suspicious activities aimed at vandalizing or sabotaging power transmission lines assets to TCN officials or nearby security operatives. I am Amara Agogesi. Let's support one another always. Bye.